Erza Scarlet, one of the most strongest females in the Fairy Tail Guild and one of the most strongest females in the entire franchise. Beloved and hated by all, this video is going to be talking about how exactly to fix Erza Scarlet. Now, the main reason or the point of this video is the fact with the latest chapter spoilers coming out showing a lot of Erza, and if you do not want to be knowing about what happened in the spoilers, then leave the video now. Erza Scarlet decided to interrupt the Natsu E.N.D fight alongside Grey, and people aren't very too happy with that. Mainly for the fact that she's using her all-out armor, pretty much withered and beaten up, and the fact that she's able to use both her hands to stop Natsu and also as well Grey in the most powerfulest forms, and she's pretty much still okay for the most part. Although her arms are completely charred alongside like really messed up and all that, a lot of people thinking that's where she's just going to be. That's just going to be something that is like, oh, Erza yet again stopping like a fight, or she's the strongest because why? She's Erza. Erza's had a lot of moments like this in the series. The most notable of what people hate a lot for her is the Taurus arc against Kyokya, as she was just completely mopping the floor with this chick, and even with the fact that she had all of her sights taken, every single thing apart from her pain increased, she was able to like still beat this chick. Because why? Because she's Erza. Now, I do enjoy Erza. She has one of my favorite arcs in the series, which is focused around her Tower of Heaven, because it shows a great side of Erza where she does like to give herself this strong outlook as a person, but then as well she can be very defenseless, and showing that's why she always wears armor. That's why she always feels afraid of things. Like, she's definitely like a very deep scarred individual. Even after the Taurus arc, it deeply affected her, the torture that actually affected her against Kyokya, and I think that would have been a great moment if we see a lot more times where Erza isn't the 100% powerhouse of the series, and actually see a lot more of the side of her that is a little bit more defenseless, and sometimes where she actually does need help and backup. That's a problem with a character like her, where she is the S-Class. She is supposed to be the big sister of the group, and that's the thing with characters like her especially. A lot of fans don't like it when she's looked defenseless or scared, or like that's like, you know, you don't want that in that character. She's supposed to be there to be the strong female type that's up there with like Natsu, Grey, and all the other characters like of the power types and all that in that series. She's had few redeeming moments, don't get me wrong. Like, she is that strong sister towards Natsu and Grey and the others, and this could be a moment in the series where she could have a great like advancement after having Makarov like supposedly dying in the latest chapter. This could be a great moment for her to redeem herself and pick up the role of being a guild master. But then as well, like, you really need to give her moments of just like, yeah, I can be defenseless, I do need others by my side. Like, she does need that, especially even as well, we did have a tiny bit of that in the Taurus arc when she had to have Kagura and Jalal actually help her going against Nineheart. She had to rely on Jalal and Kagura to go against Nineheart. That was a great moment for her, although personally she shouldn't have been in that like situation to begin with, and this would be a great moment if this actually generally does affect her, this Natsu E.N.D moment where she actually has her arms messed up because of this, and that she's at a disadvantage when she's fighting any of the other Spriggans. But I generally don't think this is going to be personally a case for her. And it's just the fact that I like Erza. Like, I think Erza has dropped a lot for me. I still really enjoyed her at the start of Fairy Tail, but definitely Season 2 was kind of her decline in the series, where she just became the unstoppable powerhouse that she is. I'm not saying it's bad to have a character that always wins and does stuff, but you do need to have the character learn from their mistakes, actually learn how to deal with some situations. And it's like, when you've had her at the start of the series and you can show that she can be defenseless and like they're scared of things sometimes, you do need to show that a little bit often, and that can give a good reason to grow. How much better would the actual Kagura fight, like if she was going against, say, like example Kyokya? Imagine if she was like actually very terrified of fighting Kyokya, and that was sort of her disadvantage throughout the entirety of the fight, that like all the like torture that she had was messing her up, and like during the end of it she was actually able to overcome this fear, and that would have been a great character development for her. She was actually able to overcome it, only that at the end of the arc she was just there still like deeply scarred and affected by it. I'm very curious to see what sort of Erza fans and Erza haters say in the comment section down below, because I think personally both of them do put some valued arguments sometimes to them. I personally think, you know, Erza, she is enjoyable when she wants to be, but she generally needs to be a little bit more, not always like the powerhouse Superman like she is. She needs sometimes to be relying on people. She needs to actually have some sort of weak moments in the time where she's like, she's not always going to be indestructible, but those times when she does and she overcomes it, it'll be great for her character. And hopefully with this fight that we're going to be getting later on in the series with Irene, then this might be another moment for Erza to really redeem herself for a bunch of the Fairy Tail fans. I just hope so, because Erza's fights have always been the most questionable ones in the series. Definitely like throughout the Kyoka's fight, definitely during the Grand Magic Games, coming into like all of the stuff that we've had so far in like the Tyrus arc, and everything that we've had in the old Spriggan 12s. Like, I'm very curious to see if like maybe the Irene fight would definitely give her much of the advantage. Thank you very much for watching. As always, you love Fairy Tail down below, you know where to hit that subscribe, you know where to hit that like. I'll see you guys though, and you Fairy Tail fans though, next time.